Hello and welcome everyone. It is Wednesday, February 19th, 2020. Today was New Comic Book Day, best day of the week. It's like Christmas every week. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Holy crap, Jim's putting out a comic haul video. What is going on? Well, I had a day off work, which is in the middle of the week, which is kind of rare nowadays. And I was able to get in my shop early this morning, picked up all my books. So I thought, what the heck, I'd do a video because man, oh man, what a day to be buying comics. I mean, there's been some good days, but wow, this was a good one. So we'll get into it shortly here. Thank you to all my subscribers on YouTube and followers on Instagram. You're all awesome. I say it every week, but I mean it, so thank you so much. I want to say a quick thank you to Comics with Maddie and Daddy. They sent me a couple packs of these Thor trading cards. They also sent me a few bookmarks and stuff, but they also sent me a couple of these Legion flight rings, which I didn't get. My shop didn't get any. And I don't know if it's just a Canada thing or I don't know what the deal is, but anyways, I didn't. So thank you so much. That's really cool. Really like that. And Nickel liked that I said that was cool. Bugs me about that all the time. So yeah, thanks so much. And then my friend Gino Bonino, every once in a while he'll send me a few books, and I send him a few books. We're just longtime collectors. I don't sell books, but I will trade with him because he's one of the few guys I actually trade books with. But he sent me a copy of X-Men #4, which I already had, but man, you can't have enough of those. Really nice copy. He also sent me a really nice copy of Infinity War #1, which is a really minty fresh. That's a high-grade copy. And he sent me a few other books as well. A ton of them. I can't show them all. But he also sent me the Walmart comics with this reprinting of Spider-Verse #1 with your first cover appearance of Spider-Zero, who I think down the road is going to be a character you're going to want to have. And I don't know if you guys are doing this, but I opened up the pack and I took that sticker that was on the bag and I took it off and put it on the back of my comic bag for that one. Not that it's super important to do, but I like to kind of keep that stuff. It just shows, I mean, obviously it's a Walmart exclusive, but it's kind of a nice one to have. So if you can do that, don't forget to take that decal off and put it on the back of your bag, because it's down the road, it's something that collectors will want to have. At least I would. So anyways. And then in the center here, it's Thor 225. That's your first appearance of Firelord. So yeah, it's another good book. That's an older one, but it's a good one. So this week I got, we'll get into that, got my God Killers #1. That was a really good read from Aftershock. It is all dealing with the special military kind of a section that goes off and does all these top secret missions and stuff. And man, the last page is a pretty good reveal. I like that one. So it's really good. Got my Skulldigger and Skeleton Boy. Man, I'm really enjoying the series. It's really good. And wow, the cover on that from Reynolds is just awesome. That is a gorgeous, it's probably one of my favorite covers this week. It is outstanding. And, you know, there's been some good covers. I'm just going to quickly talk about Skulldigger Skeleton Boy #2. You got cover A, and then cover B was a pretty nice one for that one. I can't remember who that was. I don't think it was Reynolds. I think it was somebody else, but that's a nice cover as well. And just real quick, don't forget this Skulldigger #2 is the first cover appearance, at least that I'm aware of Grim Jim. It's not his first appearance in comics, but it's his first cover appearance. And you learn some pretty interesting stuff about who... in this issue. I'm not going to give it away, but there's a pretty big reveal in here about Grim Jim, so you're going to want to read that if you have it. I think that Skeleton Boy or Skulldigger Skeleton Boy to me is a good series to get. I think that's going to be down the road a good one. And last indie I got, well, Dark Horse gets an indie, but I got Bang #1. I just got the one cover. It's a pretty good series, and as you know, it's already been optioned and everything else. So that's really. I hope you got that one today. I think that one kind of flew under the radar because everybody was after Batman '89, which you should be because it's a good one. But the fact that Keanu Reeves has given it a good thumbs up right on the cover, that tells you something. So that one I hope you got, because that's a good one. From Marvel, we're going to get into Marvel here real quick. Got Valkyrie #8. And it's kind of interesting. I got to show some images here as usual. So if you haven't read these books, folks, be warned, you are going to get some images in them. The cover shows like Donny Cates, the new Thor, and Valkyrie, obviously. But when you go in the book, it kind of shows the old version of Thor. So I don't know if this is a flashback story or what in here, because you got your old Jason Aaron version of Thor before Galactus made him as Herald and everything, and the new Thor #1. And then right at the end, he gets kind of, I don't know what you want to say, empowered or whatever, but at the beginning this creature gets the sap of the tree dumped in it and brings it to life and everything else. And Thor goes to smash it, but of course it looks like the thing infects him with the anti-life. So I don't know if that's going to carry, if this is just a flashback and it's going to carry over to the new Thor, and when Galactus empowers him with the cosmic energy and stuff, if somehow the anti-life and the cosmic energy, I don't know what's going on, or if this is just kind of a one-off story in the past that has no bearing on the future. But either way, it's kind of an interesting that they're throwing this out there now, and especially with him on the cover as the new Thor. So I don't know what is going on that, but it's called the anti-life right on the cover, so it looks like he's been infected by the anti-life. So does that carry over? Did he have that in him when he was hit by Galactus? I don't know. We'll find out down the road. But anyways, Captain Marvel number 15, kind of the story's continuing on. Again, I'm showing images here, so be careful. She's, you know, killing off, well, Vox thinks she's killing off the Avengers, but they're really clones. The interesting thing in here, something is coming, because you've got all these, you know, what Vox has got, or Vox Supreme has got all these Avengers tied up to this tube. So obviously he's trying to create some kind of creature based on the DNA of all these, the superpowers of all these Avengers. So don't pay attention to Captain Marvel, because something is coming. There's going to be a new character showing up, just like we got Weapon H, you know, with Hulk and Wolverine combined. It looks like we're going to get kind of a similar sort of thing, but with multiple characters combining to make the one. So something is coming down the road. Pay attention to that, because that one's going to pop up all of a sudden one week when nobody's expecting it, and the book is going to go ballistic. So make sure that one's on your pull list, because I don't know when that's coming, but it will be. And the cover art on these, man, is a good story. The artwork inside is okay, but that's a really nice cover. That is your first cover appearance of Vox Supreme. We did have Vox on the cover for the Death of the Humans, but this is, you know, this is a different character, Vox Supreme. So anyways, got my Daredevil number 18. That's been that's a good series. And of course, Bullseye, he kind of was mentioned in the last one. He shows up at the end with a whole team of goons. The last one I got for Marvel was Wolverine. I didn't get all the covers. As typical, Marvel does these big thick books and all the corners are popped on all the books. I tried to get ones that were the best. I really like this die cut one. The yellow with the red, man, that really pops. I know there was a really nice Alex Ross cover, and Ji-Hung Lee, I think it was the other one. That was a really nice cover too, but the corners were just so terrible on it. I did get cover A as well. I just grabbed the 2 because it's a pretty pricey book. But interesting thing in here is you do get a new character. You get this Louise, the vampire hunter, at the end, and she's part of this. What the heck are they called? The Night Stalkers or Night Watch or something. But yeah, you got this new character, Louise. She shows up at the end there, and it's a full appearance. She's in a whole bunch of panels, but she looks like an interesting character. I don't know what kind of a role she's going to have going forward, but that does show up in there, so it's worth getting. You know, I don't think the print run on that's going to be really high, so don't expect the price to do anything on that. But as a collector, like, I don't sell books, as you all know, but to collect, man, I like having first appearances, and I really like that cover, so that's a good one to get this week. It was a good read. It's better than I thought it was going to be, actually. A lot of time, the last few relaunches of Wolverine haven't been all that great, but this one's been pretty good. So from DC, I got The Plunge, and again, this one was pretty good. I got both covers for that. Really enjoyed that one. And I mentioned this in my top picks video. It's all about a distress signal from the ship 40 years in the past, and they basically salvage crew goes out and they just kind of make it to the ship at the end of the book. But it's looks like it's going to be an interesting story. Really looking forward to that one. That looks cool. And then flash forward, this one is kind of a sleeper one, I think. I got both covers. I got cover A, and then I got cover B. Is really nice. That's a Ji-Hung Lee cover. It was I didn't have that as one of my top covers this week. I didn't, but in person, man, that looks really good. It looks better in person than it did on my computer screen. But in this one, again, spoiler alert, the Flash at the end of the book, I kind of mentioned, it looks like he merges with Dr. Manhattan, but throughout the story, hang on one second. Yeah, throughout the story, you're getting, you're seeing Wally sitting in the Mobius chair, and he's turning blue all of a sudden in this one. So, and then right at the end, I kind of mentioned it looked like he almost becomes Dr. Manhattan, or merges with Dr. Manhattan, or whatever the heck it is. I don't know, but it's a new. It says right at the beginning there, or the end, a new me. So it's definitely a new version of the Flash, and it looks pretty wicked. I can't to see where that's going to go going forward. But interesting in there too is book I mentioned quite a while ago. It's still pretty cheap to get. Is Sideways #1 and 2, because Tempest Fujino, who's on the cover of #2, makes his first appearance in #1 and first full in #2, and #2 is first cover and full appearance. So that character seems to keep popping up, and he's in this flash forward. Has something to do with him, Wally West, becoming sitting in the Mobius chair, and his new version of him, as well as this whole new Dark Knight's death metal coming down the road. I wouldn't doubt he's going to have a big role in that as well. So that is a character that seems to be fairly important in the DC world going forward. And like I say, it's a dirt cheap book. If you come across it in a back issue bin, #1 and 2, they're really good ones to pick up. Hang on to them and stick them aside and see what happens with it. But don't go crazy paying anything for it. Got my Aquaman. I say Aquaman, and Nick bugs me about it every time. So I'm going to keep saying Aquaman because I know it bugs him. So Mira gives birth to her little baby girl. She's called Princess by Aquaman on the last page there. So that she shows up today. And then the big one that everybody was after this week was Batman 89. Got my cover A and my cover B. I am going to show, I mean, there's a ton that happened in this book. And you know what's funny? I got to throw this out there. It seems to me the reason there's so much hype, I know there's been a lot of hype about this book, obviously, for weeks now. But it goes to show how lacking, I'm going to say it, Tom King's Batman run was, yes, it had some good, obviously he's a very good writer, had some good parts to it, but for the most part, it was boring as hell. And it goes to show how all of a sudden, in the span of like 3-4 issues, the people are just dying to have something exciting happen in Batman, have some new characters show us something new instead of hearing about a wedding for the last 3 years. So, man, you got new characters coming in here. This book was really good for a lot of reasons. You got the origin story of Mr. Teeth and Gunsmith in here. You get a cameo of, I'm showing images, so spoiler, you've probably seen a lot of these anyways, but you get a cameo of Punchline near the beginning of the book at the bottom of the page, as well as on the last page you get another cameo of her. So basically you're getting a cameo of her in this book. You get Designer showing up. And to me, this is a first appearance and not a cameo. This is, to me, kind of a perfect example of what a first appearance versus a cameo is. If you look at Punchline, all you get with her is a little portion of her face and a hand. Same thing in the other one. So that's a cameo to me. First appearance is when you get the full image of the character on one page, but he's not like doesn't have any lines, he's just there. You get kind of like Hulk 180, you get a full panel of Wolverine at the back. That's a first appearance. 181 is full appearance. This is a first appearance of Designer to me, whereas Punchline is a cameo, because you get her, basically all you're getting is like a portion of her head and her hands and stuff. That's an awesome example of a cameo versus first appearance. But man, this book is smoking hot. And one that, this again is a reason why you're going to want to have Batman on your pull list. And this was kind of a perfect storm, because you had the sales drop so far, I mentioned it a few times, from 110, 120,000 per month, or per issue, down to around 60,000 for this up till now. I don't know what it's going to start climbing up again now that some attention is getting back on Batman. But for major characters to come along when the print run is low, man, this is good. I hope you got this book. And just so you know, there was a second print. I announced that in my last video. That was the final order cutoff was on Monday. That's sold out already. So likely there will be a third print announced soon too. So look for that. But the second print, which comes out March 4th, will be a really good one to get as well. It's just going to be the same cover with a different color, but still, you know, it's a good book to get. Can't say that enough. Anyways, that's all I got for you. This is all I bought this week. I just wanted to do a quick haul video. There was so much good stuff out this week, and I wanted to say thank you to those people that sent me stuff. I really appreciate it. You don't need to do that, but I still really appreciate it. So thanks so much, everybody. Hope you got the books you wanted today, or later this week you picked them up, and what a great time to be collecting. Take care, everyone. Happy hunting. Talk to you later. Bye for now. Actually, I gotta pop back in here real quick before I say goodbye. I forgot to mention that there's been some images for Batman '89 of a printing error inside the book. So on the page where the designer is shown, I showed it there, his first appearance. That page has got the colors all screwed up, and it doesn't look like there's any word bubbles. So check your copies, because that may be you may have a copy of that. I don't know that it's really going to be worth anymore. Personally, I would rather have the book, being that it's his first appearance, I would rather have a book with his first appearance looking correct and not all screwed up. So anyways, I forgot to mention that when I talked about it, but yeah, look for that if you got through your copies of Batman '89. It is the page that I showed there that has the designer on it. So anyways, there you go. Now I'm leaving you, so take care, everyone. Happy hunting. Talk to you later in the week. Bye for now.